Before we go to the university, we have all kinds of dreams about the coming life. What will I learn in college? What new friends will I make? What would I experience that I have never experienced before, etc. However, things don't always work out the way we expect. For freshmen who just entered the university in 2020, almost all their classes have become online, and the colorful campus life in their imagination has become sitting in front of a computer and starting one Zoom course after another. For seniors who will graduate this year, their 4 years of college life may not end as well as they imagine. So, for the students who just entered the CSU, what kind of expectations will they have for the future life, and for those who are about to leave CSU, how will they sum up their past life? So, I asked the same question of freshmen and seniors. Do you think the money and time you have spent in CSU is worth or not?
My name is Xiaorui Lou and I'm from China. My major is biology. In general, I think the time and money I spent at the CSU was worth it, but now I feel a bit wasted because I am an international student. Online courses have lost me a lot of opportunity to practice my English, especially speaking and listening. And some freshman courses were too easy for me. But my major is biology. I like biology and I know CSU is good at biology, so I choose this school. So far, I have taken some classes related to biology. The professors are very nice and I have learned a lot. So I think it will work in future.
So basically, I think that given COVID, it hasn't at all been worth it because, well, I mean, one, most classes are online and like I've done labs online, which is really weird. But I think that like going forward, hopefully it like becomes more worth it. Just for the first year, it's kind of disappointing that like a lot of the fees are the same amount of price when you can't like say go to the gym as much or something like that. And there's just a lot of events that aren't happening, like clubs kind of aren't a thing, especially as a freshman. That was really hard. Honestly, the people who took gap years because of COVID, I think kind of came out on top. But outside of that, like if it had been a normal year, I like to think that like everything would have kind of sorted itself out and there would be more student involvement and more events that would have justified like the extra fees that we pay and like the high tuition.
I would say the money is worth it for the experience because there's no way around paying the money for this experience. And that's the sad part about college. I got to college with all this money saved up thinking that I had the world in my pocket, but now that I'm about to graduate, all the money is gone. And I just have the information in my brain to show for all that money that's gone. However, I don't agree with how high tuition costs are. I do understand that college is run as a business, but I do believe that knowledge and some information shouldn't have such a high price. I shouldn't have had to come to college and spend as much money as I did to be a better person, if that makes sense. So that's what's a little bit frustrating, is I'm graduating, I know that I learned a lot about myself and about the world, but it feels like I had to pay for it.
And I think every single class that I've taken, even the ones I didn't like, I've learned like some sort of lesson and a skill. And I'll give you an example. I took a public argumentation class. It was required to take it, and it was about politics. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I don't want to do this class. But I learned that some of the most complex problems in the world requires multiple perspectives. And I think that really blew my mind up. But that's just an example. But I really think that all the knowledge and skills we gain here is invaluable. And they can tell. They can tell who put the work in and who's going to come out on the other side ready for the career world. And I think that's all it takes. So yes, I think the money is worth it based on what you put in. Your ROI is what you put in. That's all I got.